have Jenny under which department?
Community and Government Relations.
Okay. And then we have Phoenix under which department?
Customer service.
And Max under?
Operations.
All right. And so I'll go first. So the advertising department is an extremely important department that needs this money in order to get our message out to more and more people. If we don't have advertising, then there's no way the business will ever be able to grow. Advertising is notoriously one of the biggest departments that gets a lot of money because they need it in order to keep the company growing and keep it moving on in the right direction. Let me see here. The advertising department also would use the money towards possibly commercials, signs, anything else that we don't have any commercials on TV. I think it'd be a good idea to maybe get a commercial locally in certain areas that we're at. I really think it would be beneficial to the company to expand the advertising through commercials, especially. I like commercials as an idea. Anybody else have any thoughts about that?
I think that's a good start for sure. I think advertising is a very important factor, and I think we could distribute this money pretty close to allow a lot of growth through advertising. Yeah.
And we have to monitor the growth, obviously, through the operations and the manufacturing. It's going to take more money. If we want to, if we're going to grow from that, then it's going to take more money from your department's going to need the money as well to manufacture more machines.
Definitely, yeah. I think the operations department should definitely receive quite a bit of funding from this $100,000, as we can speed up the process for customers coming in through and out of line of the drive-through. We could use this money to develop a new machine that will cut production down by 2%, which saves a lot of money and hard work on our hands. And then also too, I think using this advertise will help get the people in the door, which is a huge key. But I do believe that most of this $100,000 should go to the operations budget, just due to the amount of, when we do get these people in, we want to support them and have them stay and have quick service.
What machine is that cuts?
It's the Stylus 2000.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. That's cool. I want to see those papers later. That's pretty cool. I agree with that. I think, how else can we distribute the money? What do you think, Jenny?
Sorry, I was a little busy on my end there for a second. Well, I'm gonna screen share with you guys here. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
So some of the ideas that I had would be for COVID-19 related funds that directly impact the local population that visits our coffee shops. So some of these ideas would be funds that would directly help first responders and healthcare workers, food pantries, because right now we know that unemployment is at all-time high. So the food items that are available in our drive-thrus are normally thrown out by the expiration date. But if we would take the extra step of just donating one day early, then this would be boosting food pantry shelves and volume that they receive, so that the local community would really benefit from this. And also that are certain employees that may have come up against personal adversity, either through family hardship or reduced workloads, that up to $250 per employee per quarter would be at the manager's discretion for each location. So given that there's 200 locations approximately in the United States of our franchised coffee, that comes out to a fairly significant amount per location if it were distributed fairly. Another point, which I think would be helpful too, and this would go not only for community relations, but also for our public image, for social media, for gathering people to let them know how serious we are about supporting our community, would be to support the local domestic violence shelters, because due to the pandemic and being quarantined, domestic violence is definitely, unfortunately, on the rise. Now, on a positive note, most businesses have a scholarship, but a local scholarship, even if it covers textbooks, is advantageous to any student. So to have two $500 scholarships yearly, and they could be for employees or employees' children, I think this would go a long way towards fostering strong employee relations, community relations, healthcare and first workers, and basically just be a good overall boost to the local economy, its people, and our image.
Okay. So would you say that's almost like that's works as an advertising aspect too? That's a way to advertise the company as well. I like that.
Well, it was my hope that it would make all departments look good, make the entire company look good, and also benefit the local populace.
This is interesting. I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea too. As Wade said, I think that will definitely help with, it is basically advertising itself. Hearing about a company, give our like some resources, money value to help out like for good causes. I think that's perfect. But I also want to say too, I don't think we should get lost and also giving scholarships away, because we're not a bank. We don't always just give out loans. We are a coffee company, and with the operations budget going up, I believe that our coffee is the most important factor, but that'll also come hand in hand. More coffee sales, more money to give away as well.
Well, okay, so I can see that. I think a good balancing aspect may be if a scholarship was not approved by everyone, that maybe something still education related, like maybe an online fundraiser for each separate school that would use our products, that would also be pretty low exposure for people, not door to door, but online, similar in a GoFundMe kind of way, but would also benefit the education in the local area. So that could be an alternative.
I agree with both points. It's true. It's, you don't want to give away money. You need to make money, but it's a good way to reach out to the community and get a good reputation. So you guys got to find the balance, finding the balance between the two. But I like both ideas of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And I like how Jenny's idea is like kind of help build a rapport between the business and customers, and also the community around the customers. That could also help out the customer service department as well. If we were to get the $100,000 extra, that would also help out the rapport between the business and the customers, because customer service deals with questions and concerns that customers may have. So with this money, we could purchase better equipment such as phones and computers, to which we could communicate with customers that have problems or concerns, and also look up information that we need to. Another way we can spend this $100,000 is by providing training for employees that can teach them how to handle different situations that customers may come across, whether they're angry or have just general questions about how our company is operating. So those purchases that we could be doing with the money would help out with the rapport, like I said, between the business and the customers, which is important for the customers that we already have.
Phoenix, would some of that training include, I guess maybe some cultural awareness situations, because of all these different locations that we have our shop? That's many different types of populations and people, and a diverse set of people. What would we have some diversity training in this?
I think that's definitely a good idea. Like people that know how to speak different languages, for instance, and like just knowing how to like handle different situations that customers may come across, as whether it be like diversity, like you said, or just other problems that may arise from our business.
Yeah, and customer service is one of the most important things, because if you can't retain your customers, then you aren't going to have a business for very long. So
Right.
Your department is extremely important too, and it needs money too if it's going to stay afloat for the future too.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I think even with the operations and everything, we are here for the customers and to provide a great quality product, which if the operations does get some money, I think we can further the quality of our product, but also backing it up with great community relations and great customer service too. Because I think, if you get a little bit of ice in the coffee, you definitely, and you don't want ice, I think we should be there for you to get
No,
it.
that's gonna make someone really mad, man. Some of these coffee
Yeah.
people, they're really picky. We gotta watch out.
Exactly.
I think Max has a good point because improving our products will also help out the customer service aspect as well. Because the better the product, the less angry customers we're going to have. So that would just be better on our business overall.
Mm-hmm.
And the more likely they are to return again and again to try different
Right.
things, to maybe.
It's about having a positive experience when they come to Scooter's Coffee. It's they want to be happy, and if they leave happy, then they're likely to come back again. That's
Absolutely.
in essence, that's what we're trying to continue to do.
Phoenix, I had one thought about with customer service. When you're talking about getting some more electronic equipment to kind of help enhance the customer experience, would that maybe include some higher and better internet capabilities so that people that can use Wi-Fi or maybe sit outside a little bit, but would maybe linger a little bit longer and up their chance to maybe buy a second product or one to go?
Right. I definitely think that's a good idea. I did not think of that. And I think that's a great thing we could absolutely discuss if I were to get the $100,000. In any way we can help the customers have a better experience and overall distinguish problems that may arise from our business. I'm definitely all for. So
I'd like to. That's a good idea too, because I could put that in my advertising ads. Great internet, and a lot of people come to these places for internet too because they use it. They bring their laptops, and I know Starbucks has had a corner on that market, but that's a good way to break into another type of market too.
Right.
Right. A lot of things to think about. I think that maybe a decision in 7 to 10 days when we reschedule, we'll figure out where the money is going to be going. I'm not biased, but I mean, I think my department's pretty successful. So good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
In a week, and let's discuss how we're going to split this money up. So I like customer service in Jenny's department, but I also think Max deserves some money too, because his department's still important. So how do you guys think we should split it up?
I mean, I was on the phone with Phoenix earlier, and we were talking about how he thinks that he should receive like 50 in his own apartment. But I do agree with you guys that customer service is a huge key factor in like the elements of production, the element of our business. So what I want to propose to you guys is you guys get $70,000 of the $100,000. You guys split that amongst yourselves, $23,333,000, 2,300s. Sorry, 23,000. Sorry. Each goes to you, and I would take over the rest of the $30,000.
Wait,
That
so
way-
we get 23 apiece and you get 30?
Okay.
Possibly.
What about by I would say by priority, but by the most advantageous part of the company should receive the most. So in other words, I feel like the customer service is probably the one that's going to really boost the entire business. So
Probably.
Phoenix's department should get the most, but the question is then how do you divide the remains? So my thought would be that Phoenix gets 50. He gets half of the total amount. I get 30, and then your two departments get 10 because Max's coffee machine is untested. It's in the beta stages. We haven't really had a lot of input back on that. And Wade works really closely with Phoenix's department, so that would sort of be a dual benefit. What do you guys think?
I do see advertising a little more. I believe if we advertise, we can go hand in hand with Jenny's department with the government relations using the advertising. So would you guys want to split that like each? Because you want 30, right? Maybe give 10% to Wade, and I stay at my percentage that you offered, and keep Phoenix the same.
I'm okay with
And
that. I feel like that. I just feel like that the people connection, the product's stable. Every product's stable at the franchise right now. I just feel like that
You can always work on the customer service and people connections.
that's what's been so difficult in 2020 for everyone right now is the people aspect. So that's what we should support the most.
Yeah,
I agree with it.
I can agree with that. And work with Max as well too, and I could use we could share some of my money as well since he's only getting 10.
Okay.
Okay.
650, max 10. Wade, you're getting.
Am I gonna get? Are we gonna do 15 or are we gonna do 10 for me?
Or 15? Yeah, 15, right?
15, and then you're 10, and then Jenny gets the rest, which would be.
So when the minutes are typed up, then they'll each go to finance, and we will be on our way with our new funds. Correct?
Yeah, sounds good.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for your time, guys.
Of course.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
Later.
Hi, this is Jenny Alderman for BAMG 350-972. I'm in group 2 with Max, Wade, and Phoenix. This is my feedback video concerning the project. We actually had a previous one, but it didn't have audio, so we're each going to do our own individual ones. And I think that right there is one of, I would say probably the cons is a lot of technology is good considering we're all distance, but it's pretty hard to coordinate in such a compressed time frame. So many people across different time zones. That being said, everybody was very willing to work, and we were managed to get together pretty easily after a couple of small missteps, but it worked out just fine. Everybody was very nice. I had fun meeting everyone, and I have to say that our argument for funding from each pseudo department was very spirited and in good jest, with actually good points. That's also sort of a con, is that we didn't really, I feel like, have enough detail to understand the level of business and organization we should have picked. Even though we felt like we were picking a middle-sized business, when we got into it and the details, $100,000 just didn't go very far. So overall, it was a good experience. However, I think I know a little bit more to make it run smoothly, and it could just be situational with intermittent access to internet right now. But being so tech heavy for a group project, this was a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated. Thanks.
This is Phoenix Durant. I'm part of Group 2 in BAMG 350-972. This is my individual feedback video, as our group video did not have audio. We'll do it individually. Some things I felt like we did well in our project was that we communicated well when it came to planning how our project was going to go. And then we also worked well as a team when it came to implementing those plans. I felt like we all learned that meetings are essential when it comes to business and make decisions like similar to ours. It's important for everyone to be on the same page and to know what's going on within the company. Some cons that I felt we developed during our project was that I felt like we could have done more research on how our departments were operated. Specifically for my customer service department, I wish I would have done more research, get more real world information, as well as gathering more facts for our arguments and our counter arguments within our project. And some difficulties that we ran into during our project was kind of working around everyone's schedule and as well as different time zones. So that's a difficulty we had to face. But overall, I felt like we did a really good job, and I look forward to the next project. Thanks for watching.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Max Bruner, and I was in charge of the operations department in our group for Skeeter's Coffee. Overall, I think this is a really, really good project. I think it really shows you how the real world kind of operates and how useful and how versatile all the meetings can be in real life. I do think that each of our members did a great job with, with the project, and definitely communication. Like, this is the best group I've ever been a part of with communication, so that's awesome. But I do think that one thing on on my part, I wish I could have maybe researched a little bit more about the Scooters Coffee and the way they do operate a little bit more, and have quotes and maybe more an example, just kind of like how Jenny had a PowerPoint. I think that was very persuasive, and I think that goes along with ethos, pathos, and logos. It builds onto that and builds her credibility, and having the stats up there really it takes her initiative and takes her argument to the next level. So I think that was very, very important, and I kind of missed out on that. I mean, I did mention one of the the machine that could help cut down costs or operation time by 2%, but I think having an actual visual would be super, super good. Probably the only thing that we really didn't do well or really didn't capture like a real world scenario, I'd probably say would be the how kind of straightforward and how how agreeable we really were to each of the other departments. I think in the real world, I think a lot of more people are kind of more cruel and really want that $100,000 a lot more than we kind of did. I'm not saying we didn't want it, but I'm saying that we kind of got to an agreement easier than I think it would have been in the real world, and I think there would have been a lot more arguing. But overall, this was a super, super good project, and I had fun doing it. And I learned quite a bit from it, and I've noticed how versatile and how useful meetings actually are, and I can definitely understand why companies like Google and Apple and everything like that take it so seriously. So yeah, but another thing that goes a lot bad with these, I just do have to mention this, is that with all this electronics and all these technology that I have to live with right now during these Corona times, I can definitely see the challenges, and we even face challenges as well too. Getting all the videos in to make the final cut video, and then also too, I actually when we did our feedback all together, we were together, and I tried to record it and we didn't get audio, so that's why we're all individual here. But I do think that that technology is great, but sometimes it hinders the ability to communicate, and I think that is a huge part of business, and if you have a successful business as well. But overall, really, really good project, and I had fun. Thank you.
So a couple things that we did right was we were able to communicate well, we were able to talk well with each other and decide where the money was going to go. I don't think we ever got into any big arguments with anything. Overall, we did a pretty good job with just hearing each person out and not interrupting and being good listeners for everybody. We were really good at talking with each other about the issues that we might have too, and I believe when we went to actually go split the money up, we did a really good job deciding where the money was going to go. And I don't know if one thing we may have done wrong was not giving all of the money just to one company, or one department, excuse me. Was it supposed to go to just one department, or were we allowed to split it up like that? I couldn't find instructions anywhere on that, but that may have been one thing we did wrong, but I think we did a good job summing it all up and deciding where we really wanted it to go and not getting into too big arguments with each other, basically. One of the things we probably did wrong was we didn't really introduce our company very well at the beginning, or our departments on video, and I think that was could cause some confusion overall, and we didn't really take a time to get any background on the company. That's probably something we should have done more. And one other thing we did wrong too is when we recorded our discussion about what we did right and wrong, our audio wasn't on, so that's why we're doing the separate videos here too. But overall, I think it was a very useful experience for us. We learned kind of how to communicate with each other a lot better. I think all of us really got along pretty well. I think you can see that from the video. And overall, I really did enjoy it, and got a good way to communicate with people. So thank you.